Hi everybody, thanks for watching my video. I'm going to be creating a card using the Kitchen Sink Stamps multi-step Zinnia stamp set. This is the card that we're going to be making today. Let's get started. Now I have here the kitchen sink stamp multi-step Zinnia stamp, and I want to read you a little bit about this company. So what we have here is with kitchen sink stamps, it's easy to create beautiful images with depth and dimension every time, which, by the way, this is why I love this stamp company and I love these stamps. It says here that what you're doing is you are doing it step by step, and you're going to use progressively darker shades of ink. So what we have here is several different layers. This is a 5-layer set. We have here a guide that was provided by the company, and it says that you need to find sort of like a common edge or corner on the shape, and they give you some hints as to where those are to help you line things up. These are like spots that will act as alignment areas. And you want to try to pick a couple areas and just kind of like sync it up. Like that's where you want to land it each time. The stamps for this go in, they suggest that you go in the reverse order. So instead of starting with number 1, start with number 5, from darkest to lightest. That will help with stamp alignment. So that's what I'm going to do today. Let's begin. The middle of the card features a die cut oval, so I've got that right here on my stamp positioner. Going to go ahead and get some ink. For the darkest color, I'm going to be using Memento Elderberry. Okay, let's go ahead and pull our number 5 stamp, which will be for the darkest. I'm just going to tilt it a little bit at an angle, which, yeah, it'd be great if I laid it down on the right side. Whoops. You see, I wrote number 5 on mine. Yours will not have anything written on it, and I also have a little dot on mine to help me remember that that's the top, and that's the side that I need to stamp. That's just for my own reference. Okay, I'm gonna zoom up a little bit so that I'm not off screen when I'm stamping. There's our elderberry. Okay, I'll lay that aside and I'll clean it up when I'm done here. Number 2 would be the 4. So we're going to go ahead down with our number 4 step. And patch that up there. Match it up to the alignment spots. Whoops. Sometimes I use a eraser so that my finger, because sometimes these are really high quality photopolymer stamps, and sometimes my finger will stick to them. We'll get that lined up here. This is a very important layer to get straight on the money, as they would say. And I'm just checking here, folks, to make sure that I'm following the guide and finding the little spots. Okay, there we go. That didn't take very long considering, you know, this intricate design. Okay, next we're going in with grape jelly. Still Memento ink. I like using the Memento ink, number 1, because they're shaped in a way that makes it easy to get the nooks and crannies. And number 2, I have them. Hey, that's motivation right there to use them. I have them, and I have them in a wide variety of colors, and I've had them for a long time and lasted me quite a while, and I'm happy with them. Okay, next we will get Step number 3. All right, and number 3. So I'm not sure if you're familiar with zinnia, the flower, but it comes in a wide variety of colors, and it is a summertime flower. Well, most flowers are. And I think it comes back every year, but don't quote me on that, folks. Zinnias, I think, are really pretty. So when I had the opportunity to purchase some stamps from Kitchen Sink Stamps, I purchased guitar and zinnia. And I'll show you the guitar that I purchased, the stamp for guitar that I purchased at the end of this video so that you can see the other project that I had. Okay, our next color is Sweet Plum. All right. Oh yeah, that's looking really pretty. So depending on what color of inks you have, you could use and make this zinnia flower any color you like. That's what's nice about zinnias. They can be purple, they could be yellow, gold, orange, red, pink. Yep, pink, that's a popular color for zinnias. They're very nice. They grow quite heartily once they take hold, and they come up and they're pretty tall as well. And what's nice about them is they're great for making floral arrangements. And I'll never forget when my husband and I first were married. We rented for 2 years, then we moved into our current home. And our neighbor, who, you know, has passed away since this, has since passed away. This is Lulu Lavender. One day we were having sort of an open house. We were, we invited our friends over to come and just visit and have a nice little get together. And that morning on our deck was this beautiful arrangement of zinnia flowers. It was gorgeous. And it was very full and just looked like summer. Well, here our neighbor, she had arranged it. I found out from one of our other neighbors, she had taken classes on how to do floral arranging. So she grew them in her own garden. She was, a farmer's wife. And this is our last layer, folks. How quick did that go? That didn't take very long at all. Considering the intricacy of this flower and the number of layers here. Yep. So her name was Frida, and she put that on our deck. We didn't even know it. She had probably either made it the day before or gotten up real early that day and put it together. And it was just beautiful. So anytime I see zinnia, I think of her. Now, for some reason, I don't know what with this, I tend to try to angle it to the right. So I just have to beware of my own tendencies here and not try to be stubborn and set in my ways, and let the position guide. Don't think that I know better than the position, in other words. Because, going to the right a little bit more, I would have been off base and it wouldn't have came out quite as nice as this. All right, last layer. This is Angel Pink. Yeah, if I had more maybe yellows and golds on my inks, I would make some more, but I want to show you a trick. We'll do it here once I put this together. Okay, so we've got our final layer. Didn't that turn out lovely? Let me just wipe my stamps off real quick, because I am going to show you a trick really quick here at the end if we have time. I'm trying to make sure that my videos don't go over 20 minutes. And I'm at 10 already, so I really have to hustle here. All right, we're going to go ahead and get this off, get it onto the card, and I forgot to stamp the sentiment. I was in such a hurry, I forgot to stamp the sentiment. Okay, one moment. We will finish this card before we take it off. Hurry, hurry, hurry. Sometimes being in a hurry makes me forgetful. I'm probably not the only one with that. So we've got the word Zinnia. This is reminiscent of a flower pack. Pack of seeds, excuse me, not a pack of flowers, but a pack of seeds. Okay. And I'm going to use grape jelly. One more time to make it nice and bright and bold. There we go. Okay, there's another little piece of a sentiment here that I forgot. And that's the little flower. So cute. It says Magellan Mix. I think that is a type. You know how roses have different names. That's the name of this mix of the seeds. And that's probably the rainbow mix. Sorry, folks. I can't figure out where I'm going with this. Okay. That's user error. That's totally my fault for not paying more attention to where I'm putting this down at. And it's small, but it is easily read once you get it stamped out. And for this one, I'm going to use the elderberry. Yeah, how cool. I love it, love it, love it. Every time I make one of these with kitchen sink stamps, I just fall in love. All right, let's get the stamp positioner out of here. And we'll go ahead and grab our card base and whatnot that I already pre-secured, and in the interest of time, did that before filming. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and tape this. All right, so here we go. We've got two lovely cards. This was the one I made before I filmed, and this was the one I made just now. And it took me 12 minutes, and I spent a little bit of that time talking to you before we started crafting. So I think you'll see how easy these are to use and what a great and beautiful card they make. Actually, I like this one the better. I think it turned out really nice. But I wanted to show you something real quick before we go. And that is, if you do not have all 5 colors of ink. So what do you do if you do not have 5 colors of inks, 4 colors of inks? No problem. Okay, no problem. All right, so let me just grab a scrap of paper here. And, well, here we go. Oh my goodness, I'm grabbing the wrong stuff. I just grabbed glossy paper. Don't want that. Here we go. Okay. So this is just a scrap here because I got ink on it. All right, we'll go ahead and throw some magnets down just in the interest of time and keep this rolling. Okay, so let's start with the darkest, right? Got our dark one, and that is elderberry. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and go directly to the paper. And I'm just going to do 3 inks because sometimes that's all that we have is 3. All right, so I'm going to take that for the first layer, push that in there, okay? Now, for my next layer, I'm going to also use elderberry, but I'm going to stamp off on a piece of scrap paper. That way, I'm able to still get a good impression and a nice color of ink, but I might not have all those colors. So you'll see what I'm saying here in a second. Let's go ahead. All right. I am going to need a piece of scrap paper here. So I'm going to do, I put a piece of blank paper in my stamp positioner. I've got this, and I'm using elderberry. This is the same color ink that I had before. I'm inking up my stamp with elderberry. I'm going to first stamp off on paper, then stamp on my card. There you go. Now you have, although you only have two colors, one color of ink there, it looks like you have two different colors of ink, all right? Let's go ahead to our next one. Okay, get it lined up here. Sometimes you're surprised by this and you like these better than the original ones. So now we're going to grab the sugar plum. Yeah, sugar plum. I don't know where my, oh, that was elderberry. Yeah, this is sugar plum. Okay, so sugar plum's going down full strength. Full strength sugar plum. Take it off. Grab our next. We're going to use sugar plum again, but we're going to stamp off first on a piece of scratch paper. So let's, this is a different stamp. This is number 5, 4, 3. This is number 2. Number 2 stamp. Okay, we're going to stamp off. We're going to stamp off. We've already stamped it full strength. Now we've got sweet plum, the same ink. Stamping off on a piece of scrap paper, then stamping on our actual project, okay? And then we can go full strength with our final color, which is the angel pink. So don't worry if you don't have a lot of ink, right? Use what you have. Kitchen sink stamps, you can stamp off before you apply your next layer, and you're basically getting, you know, another ink color out of this, out of your inks. There you go. I'm missing a little spot there because the magnet. Let's go ahead and get that filled in. Okay, oh my, I like it. I do like it. Especially like this one down here. I think it turned out really nice. So, easy, folks. Easy to do. We're at, what, 18 minutes, and I showed you all of that real quick. I'm going to have a link below to the other video that I made using kitchen sink stamps and the other card that I made. So, it's going to be linked at the end of this video. If you'd like to watch it, you can see how I created this guitar card. Actually, this was the one I created live. Not live, but on the recording. So go ahead and keep on watching, and that'll be flashed across the screen, and also I'll have it linked below. And you can learn more about how I use this set, which was guitar. So thanks for tuning in, everybody. Hope you learned something about multi-step stamping. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you're new, please click subscribe, and I'll have information on my blog and my Instagram listed below. Thanks, everybody. Have a hopeful day. Bye-bye.